Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm filming my, I think it's going to be October, favourites and like hate it slash like raves and rejects. Now I have like more raves than rejects, and my rejects, a couple of them I really don't like, and a couple of them are just, they didn't work for me. I think we're going to go through the rejects first so I can end the video on a positive note. So I do have like quite a few different kinds of products here. So the first I have tried a few times. This is the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. Now this is a reject simply because I don't see it working for me. I see it as like a moisturiser. I don't see it as a primer, and that's what it's marketed as. I don't feel like it transforms my matte foundation, my satin foundation. I don't know that it does a right lot for me, and to be honest, if it's not doing a right lot for me, then I'm not always going to be reaching for it. I think I'd reach for it again as a moisturiser. I don't see myself reaching it for it as like a primer. I don't feel like it makes my makeup apply much differently. I don't feel like it helps the longevity really. I don't see it making that much of a difference. It helps a little bit with my dryness, but my moisturisers do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it doesn't do a right lot for me. I don't have pores to test this on, so it may work differently for people that have like large pores. It may blur them. I don't have large pores, I'm really lucky with that. So for me, it doesn't really do a right lot, so I don't think I'm going to be reaching for it that often. It is £4, so if you guys want to try it, then go out and try it. Like, even as a moisturiser, £4 is a great price. So I think that's what I'm going to continue using it as. Use it up, you know what I'm saying? But otherwise, I don't think it's like worth it. The next item I have is a foundation that I've been trying to like wear a bit more often, because I remember this being a nice-ish glowy foundation, and in the winter I prefer a little bit of a glowier foundation, because even if it mattifies throughout the day, it means I've got some moisture, like at least to begin with. This is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Illuminating Foundation. This foundation is too dark for me, as you can see. I do have the whitener, but this just breaks apart on my skin to no end. I have dry to combination skin, and it's not just like my nose where it's oily, it's just breaking apart like all over. It looks cakey and makeup-y, and honestly, it really doesn't look good at all on my skin, even after like 4 hours, and that's not a long wear at all. I have foundations that will break apart after that, but this is an awful foundation for me. I don't like it. It doesn't wear nicely on me, and I wouldn't really recommend it. Now I feel bad because my next product is LA Girl, but I do like some of the LA Girl products I have tried. I do like the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. It's a little matte for me, but I think it's a good foundation and it lasts well. But this mascara is pretty bad. This is the LA Girl Wispy Luscious Length Mascara. I tried this out in a Get Ready With Me that I filmed today actually. I'll link that in the description box down below if it's already up. I went over it with Roller Lash to film this because honest to God, like it made my lashes clumpy and like just a complete mess. It didn't even like make them like volume clumpy. It stuck them together. They were straight, not even curly, so you couldn't see any lift. The bottom lashes, it didn't transfer. I'll give it that. It definitely didn't transfer, but it just didn't look very good on any of my lashes, bottom or top. And I just wouldn't wear it again. It doesn't give me any volume, any separation, any length. I don't feel like it's useful for anything except adding a coat to your lashes. I think I continue to use this for like applying it under when you're going to put like false lashes on. You always need a good coat of mascara on before you do that. But then I wouldn't apply it to my lower lashes. I'd use something else for my lower lashes. So then you've got to like bring two mascaras. And I suppose if you're using like an expensive one for your lower lashes, then you're saving yourself a bit of money. This is only like £6, £4, something like that. So really reasonable in price, but to me it's still not worth it. I think if you're going to spend that money, put it towards one that you like. The the L'Oreal Miss Baby Roll isn't expensive. It's under £10 basically. And I would rather put it to that than use this one again. This is the MUA Bronze Matte Bronzing Powder in Solar, and to me, this is a really pretty colour. I love how it goes on initially. It's not patchy, it looks so flattering on the skin, and I really love it. But it doesn't last on me, and that's the problem I have with it. If I have a bronzing powder, I need it to last. I don't mind mixing it with my L'Oreal one, because my L'Oreal one, you have to be really careful. It can go patchy. but this one never goes patchy. However, the L'Oreal one lasts and this doesn't. So I do like to mix those together. I'll get the initial look that I want if I'm taking pictures, if I'm not wearing my makeup for that long. Then I'll love to use this. This isn't a problem. But for long wearing bronzers, this is not it. I wouldn't recommend this for anyone that needs it for a long period of time. If you do not need it for a long period of time, if you're going to be taking your makeup off soon, or you're going out in the evening and you only need it on for a few hours, that's fine. This will work for you. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. That is like the kind of toned bronzer I like, but honestly I don't recommend it if you're looking for a long wearing bronzer, and that's why it's not one of my favourites. Now my last reject is this like super expensive for what I normally go for lipstick. So this is the Beauty Bakery Lip Whip in I Liked Chai Chai. Now I love the colour and it's a very, very long lasting formula if that's what you like. I love this little doe foot applicator. It's a gorgeous colour and it's something that I have worn before. But look at that, that is so pretty. However, the problem I have with this is it's so drying and it wears so long, but it starts to like flake off on the lips. And I can't have that. Like, you can't top it up because it is so dry that it will start to flake off and it will layer funny and go crunchy. And I've never had a lipstick go crunchy on me, as it turns out, before. So I think if you have like super moisturised lips, this could work. If you're wearing it for like 6 hours or so, that's probably okay. It's about that point though, it starts to get like crunchy and flaky and flake off. So for example, I'll wear this for a night shift for work, and then by halfway through I'm starting to feel really dry and I'm starting to feel it like come away. I think I would try this again with like a glossy lip topper to try and like add some moisture in, but otherwise wearing it on its own, it's just too drying. If you have super dry lips already, it's going to strip all of that moisture out before it starts to flake off, and that's really not what you want, especially for the winter when you're having to lip balm anyway. I do not think for anyone with dry lips this is a good formula. So now on to the positives. I love going into the positives. I have quite a few products actually to talk about. I thought I'd do like a nice big video with, I say nice big, I feel like I'm rushing through it a little bit. However, I have lots of products that I've been enjoying this month. I want to be trying foundations. I want to be trying products that I think are going to be good, or products that I'll have a look. If I haven't heard anything about it, I'll try that anyway. If I've heard that it's bad, I'm not likely to pick it up. I'm not someone with a budget that can just buy anything and everything just to give it a shot. So these products have worked really well for me, and I hope that if you guys decide to purchase one of these, they're going to work really well for you too. I'm going to start with like application bits. What I have is this LA Girl sponge. You can see how dirty it is. I've just done a get ready with me and I haven't washed it as of yet. I'm filming this like nearly straight after I've eaten. That's about it. This sponge is just, you get it in a 2-pack for like £10 or something off Beauty Bay. Totally worth it. This is a fantastic sponge. I like it more than my Real Techniques. I don't find it going funny the way the Real Techniques did. I've been using this for a couple of months. That's probably too long to be using a sponge. You should probably replace your sponge more often than that. I'm not sure how often. However, I have a backup when I move on to that. I'm going to be buying 2 more just in case. I've had like a tiny little chunk amount of it there. But what I do is when I wash my sponge, or when I like soak my sponge, I give it a little wash anyway. Like with my my baby shampoo that I use for cleaning my brushes. I use this for powder, I use this for concealer, I use this for foundation, and it is honestly my favourite application tool. I think there's only one foundation where I prefer a brush, and I don't even remember what that is now off the tip of my tongue. The Lancome foundation, the Lancome Taint Idol foundation. That's the only foundation that I haven't enjoyed with this sponge. Otherwise, this is my favourite way of applying foundation. You'll have seen me use this like 1,000 times, I'm sure. This is an amazing sponge. I highly recommend it. On to the next product. So this is the L'Oreal Fine Flowers of Milk. So I used up my other cleanser and then moved on to this one because this is a freaking huge bottle to keep by my bed. I rather use this as like a second cleanse than a first cleanse, because I feel like adding moisture back in is a second cleanse step for me. because if it's going to be a first cleanse step, I might strip all that moisture away again, and then there's no point. I find this very good at removing my makeup, better than I had a Garnier like honey one, and this one is better. This is such a big bottle. It's 400ml for dry and sensitive skin, and I feel it adding moisture in. I feel like this removes more makeup than other cleansers as well. Like my cotton pads will come away like dirty. You definitely see your makeup coming away with this and see that your like face is clean. It feels clean after, but it feels really nicely moisturized. I always use a moisturizer after this. I definitely feel that this cleanser doesn't strip my skin of the oils that some of the other cleansers do. It's not harsh, it's very gentle on the skin, so if you have sensitive skin, I think this would work really well for you. It makes my skin feel so smooth afterwards, and I definitely feel like I've been having less breakouts since I've been using this. My skin has definitely improved over the last couple of weeks. You may have seen that on camera. That's how long I've been using this for, and I could still say I will highly recommend this. Now, I say rarely, I don't often include foundations in the favourites and hate it, but I went out and bought a high-end foundation. I have never ever done that apart from this one. So this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I was really enjoying the Lancome Teint Idole, and then I tried this one again and realised this lasts longer. It doesn't break down when I come to take it off after the end of a shift, and I've been out, had this foundation on for probably 14 hours. So this is a new shade actually. They came out with a lighter shade than 1C1 Shell, and honest to God, I was so happy. I went to buy the bottle and the lady said to me, "What's your shade?" And I said, "Well, 1C1 Shell, it's a bit dark, but I mix it anyway." And she's like, "Oh, we've got a new shade. Do you want to try that one?" I'm like, "Yes, please." This is 0N1 Alabaster, and this matches. This matches me. Like, honest to God. Like, you guys can see, I'm going to pop a little bit on my hand for you. This matches me. Even a little bit pale. Do you see that there? That is like near enough my skin tone, if not a little bit light. You can always warm your face up with a bit of bronzer. This, honest to God, I've never had I rarely find a high-end foundation that matches me, and I'm really proud of Estee Lauder for realising their shade range was a little bit naff and adding shades. I don't know if they've added any more shades like up or down, but this foundation, you can go check out a review that I'll link down below that I've done of this foundation, and honestly it's just so beautiful. It sits on the skin very well. It is matte, so be aware of that, and I'm so pleased with this. And you know, I wouldn't buy a bottle of foundation, like a high-end one, if I didn't love it. It retails for like £30 or something like that, but you know what, to me it is worth it. I have quite a few products that I like, so we might be here a while, but I like longer videos. I don't know about you, but I find them relaxing, and I find like changing stuff up too often throws me off a little bit. So this is the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I've been using this as an eyelid primer for the past couple of months. And you know what? I didn't expect as much as I have from this. I don't find it look so hot on its own. Like, if I'm just putting it on, this is marketed as like an eyeshadow. I wouldn't use it for that. I don't think it looks very good. I think you have to like set your lids after, prime your lids, set them, and then blending product on top I don't find necessarily is easier, but I find that it lasts longer. I definitely feel like I had eyeshadows, especially in like some of my Revolution palettes. They would go on beautifully, but they wouldn't last very long. Everything would look fantastic going on. It would blend beautifully. I get my perfect look with it, and then it would like crease and like start to like melt off my lids a bit. I find it mattifies my eyelids, which sounds a bit weird, but if you have a bit of an oilier eyelid situation, especially in the summer, you'll find that you have like creasing and lines, and it's just not attractive on your eyeshadow after like the 5-6 hour point. This lasts like all day, and you know what? It's expensive. For an eyelid primer, for something that you don't actually see, if you know what I'm saying, yeah, it's expensive. It's 16 quid. However, I would still recommend it. I think it's a perfect accompaniment to save you money on palettes actually. You can use this with like all of your eyeshadow palettes, and it makes it all last longer. It makes your products work better. To me, is what I expect a regular primer to do for the rest of your face. This is proof that primers can work if it's done right. Do you know what I'm saying? I would highly, highly recommend this. And I know every bugger and their mum has recommended this, but still, I don't think that my eyeshadow would go as well without it. So I do have one blush as well that I've been like using on the daily. This is a Max Factor Cream Puff blush in Nude Mauve. Now, I don't know about any of the other shades, so I can't recommend those to you, but I can certainly recommend this one. This has just got that beautiful like nude tone that honestly you wouldn't necessarily think would work, but like, see how it's not too like in your face? You have to build this up actually. This is definitely a super buildable blush. And I like it just to add a flush of colour without it being pink. And I quite like it for a natural makeup day. I definitely feel like this works well as a natural makeup. It's not super glowy. There's no glitter in this. You're not going to have that problem. I think it just blends so well on the skin and sits so beautifully. This works so well for me for work because even though I'm going to be going in with a full set of like full coverage with this adds a bit of that like natural flush. Whereas with the pink, you don't always get that like natural look. And with this like kind of neutral shade, I find it just looks so pretty on the skin. And I would just totally recommend it. It's such an affordable price as well. Although it looks small, I have been using it solid for ages and I don't even feel like there's a dent. There's like the top layer about has come off. I think this is going to last me forever. And I absolutely love it. I love that it also doesn't have to come in a palette. I travelled recently and I took this with me. I think I packed maybe another blush for like going out, but this was my day blush and it just worked so well for me. It just had this beautiful undertone that to me just made me look like I wasn't wearing too much. I didn't have a clown face. I don't feel like you can have a clown face with this, which is good if you're super heavy-handed. Now highlights, I have 3 and I'm going to go through them all together because we're going to compare them. Now, one of them I shattered on holiday and that made me really sad. Like, this is the Maybelline Face Studio Chrome Extreme Metallic Highlighter. Now, this one has like a bit of a silvery hue. You can see it's all powdered, but it does have that more like straight, blinding silver hue, if that's what you're looking for. And this is the For a Pillow Talk one. This is a pale, pale pink, and that gives you like blinding in a very similar way to this. Now this is a bit more metallic, this melts into the skin a little bit more, so it really depends on what you're looking for. Now the third one is one I've tried today actually, and normally I don't include it if I've only tried it once, but this, have you looked at this? It melts into the skin the way that the Maybelline one doesn't, but it has like a bit more of a colour in comparison to the For a Pillow Talk. This has definitely got more of like that pink hue. And I definitely feel it has a more natural effect actually. Although it's very bright and I definitely feel like you could say I'm glowing, I wouldn't say that it's super obtrusive the way the other two are. So that's why I wanted to like recommend all 3 because I feel like they all have different things going for them. If you don't like a pink one, then I don't think these 2 are for you. You have this one then. If you don't like a silver one, you have these pink ones. If you don't like too in your face, you have this one. This melts into the skin, as does the For one. They all have their different benefits and I wanted to be able to recommend all 3 because I love all 3. But I definitely think, depending on what you're going for, they give you different things. So that's it kind of for the face products. Next we're going to go on to my absolute favourite mascara of all time, Benefit Roller Lash. I don't feel like I need to go on about this product the way I do the rest. I find this curling, separating, it gives me volume without clump. It is my favourite mascara of all time. I applied it on top of the wispies so it doesn't look so hot today. But when it's on its own, it's my absolute perfect mascara. I don't think I need another one. So the next products are lip products. You have definitely heard me mention how much I love this before, especially in this shade actually. Every single time I wear this lipstick, I get asked, oh, what are you wearing on your lips? And this is the Maybelline Superstay Liquid Lip. It lasts all freaking day. And this is the shade Ruler. This is a shade that everyone asks me about. And it's, you know what? This isn't normally my kind of shade. This isn't my cup of tea, but since I've started wearing this lipstick, look at that. Since I've started wearing this lipstick, honestly, I can't get enough. I can't get enough of A, this shade, and B, this lipstick. I find that some of the red shades, like I have Voyager, I find that that has a little more leak. This one, you get a really, really clean, crisp lip line, and this lasts all day, like all day. Quite a few of my friends at work have started using this, and this one wears a little bit in the centre, I'll be straight. Doesn't matter what you're eating or drinking, it's not coming off the edges, but the centre it will wear. However, you can bring it and top it up and it looks beautiful after. It's a little bit drying. My mother-in-law, I think, tried it and said it was a little bit drying. I don't see this sucking too much moisture out of my lips. I think using a lip balm with it is probably the way to go. The next one, actually, when I bought it, I wasn't super sure that I would love it. This is the Sugar Pill High Tea Liquid Lipstick in Trifle. So this is also quite a pinky toned one, but this liquid lipstick has a similar kind of thing for me to the Maybelline one. This lasts longer, don't get me wrong, and this colour is a bit more like attention grabbing, but I do love the formula of this one. I find it, again, a little bit drying, but I don't find it coming off the centre of my lips quite as much. I haven't tested it to see if it lasts quite as long as the Maybelline one, but it does last. It has great lasting power and I absolutely love it. Again, I love the applicator. It's a doe foot, but it doesn't have that kind of hole in the centre that the Maybelline one does, but I can still get quite a crisp, clean line with it. Now, the final product. The final product I also may have mentioned, I don't really remember, but I'm going to mention it again because I've been using it and I love it. I got it today on top of a different liquid lipstick. If you check out my Get Ready With Me, I did have a nude glossy lip on. I ate and that came off. So I put on a different liquid lipstick and then put this on top. This is the Skin Chemist London Rose Quartz Youth Defence Lip Plump. It has this tingly sensation going on that makes me think perhaps it works. However, even if it doesn't, I love it for turning my mattes into a gloss. It has this like layer that goes over the top, and you know what? What I like about a formula like this is even if I lose all of this, I still have the matte lipstick underneath, so I'm not going to be losing the entire lip look. It's not sticky, I don't find my hair getting caught in it, I don't find that I'm noticing it on. That tingle lasts, don't get me wrong, I've probably had this on for about 20 to 30 minutes now, and I can still feel a very slight tingle, so if that's a bit of a problem for you, avoid this. But you know what? It's one of my favourite products to just transform a lip look without having to take the entire thing off and go in with a glossy lip. If I decide, oh wait, I'm feeling a bit dry today, I can add this over top. And I think to try and make this liquid lipstick work, I would give this a go, but otherwise I would still recommend picking something like this up. This I would totally recommend, as I would with all of the other products that I've enjoyed. I don't think a lot of the products that I mentioned that are bad are bad, but I just think I wouldn't necessarily reach for them. So I really hope you guys have got an idea of some of the products you may like to try in the future, or if you do have them in your collection and you haven't reached for them in a while, maybe it'll inspire you to give them another shot. But anyway, if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave. And if you press that notification bell, you'll be notified every time I upload. Thank you for watching.